Janie Jones, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I have two great boys. I enjoy being with them, but after a while, you miss your second income, and that's why I started looking for things to do on the internet. And I tried a lot of things, never had any success, and I ran into Ameriplan. I researched them very thoroughly, and I found out they had the highest ratings with the Better Business Bureau. All the major pharmacies, all the major vision centers are with this company, and I decided to start working that day, and now this is all I do full time. I was actually able to retire with my husband, and we both work at home for this company.
I had spent probably 20 years growing a career in civil engineering here in the Austin area, and through that time I had really reached the pinnacle of my career. There was that inevitable glass ceiling that we all reach.
I mean, he was always working. He would leave at 7 o'clock in the morning and come back at 7 o'clock at night, and yeah, he was making some great income, but there was a price for that. I have no sales experience whatsoever, and I didn't want to sell makeup or throw parties, and I really wanted a home-based business. I loved the idea that I was able to stay home with my children and be able to do my work through the computer and through my phone. When I first started, my husband was a little bit skeptical, but I was just convinced it was a great company.
I really wasn't sure what it was. I just wasn't in the loop on what she was doing at the time.
So I did started working, and then after a while, he started seeing the checks coming in.
And it was at a national event that she had taken me to that I sort of saw for the first time what we were headed towards.
That's when he started getting really excited, and then that's when he started telling me, well, how do I get into the business? And then it was so funny because once he came back from convention, it was really hard for him to go back to work because he knew what this company was going to do for us.
And I decided then that we both really needed to focus our energies here.
And then 6 months into the business, that's when he fired his boss.
Maybe we'll get some practice in.
How would we
And Nick too? Yeah, absolutely.
I did work pretty consistently. I took it very seriously, and I just kept on working around the kids' schedule. The neat thing about this business, I'm at home. So if I'm on the phone and if the kids need me, I'm here. I can always return calls later or put people on hold if I have to. Well, I tell you what, it's just so awesome being able to stay home and generate some great checks coming in, but we're still home with our children. It's so funny because my husband and I, we go out to lunch several times a week. We don't have to ask permission. We never have to wake up to the sound of the alarm clock, and we have our life back. We're able to do whatever we want and work when we want.
A lot of the time freedom has also changed the relationship that I have with my children, and it's been just a tremendously positive impact. I'm there for them. I'm there to help them with their homework. I'm there to help them with any school projects that they have going on. If there's field trips that they're taking, I'm the dad that goes along on the field trip. I'm there with a bunch of moms, and I'm the only dad, but it's just great to be able to do that.
Michael is just a totally different person now. He is just happier. He laughs more. He spends more time with the kids, and he's more relaxed. There's no stress in his life. He loves it.
We recently bought a bass boat, and I love fishing. It's one of my passions as well. And my two boys, of course, they're all over fishing. They really enjoy that. So, when it's fishing season, we take the boat out and go out and have a blast.
Our children have their dad 24/7. That is huge for me. My dad I was working, and they have to work. Back then, I was working. So, and it's so important to me for him to be able to be home. I think a lot of us have been programmed. You get up, you go to work, and, you pay your bills, and you do that for the rest of your life. And, and here we come along and say, here's Ameriplan. And a lot of the people just don't understand. They're like, oh, well, that stuff doesn't work because they've been so programmed to a regular job. If your dream is to be able to stay home with your children and be able to spend time with them and still generate some checks, I always tell all of the stay-home moms, don't let anyone kill your dream. It does take some work, but we're going to be working. Might as well work at home with our children anyway. You don't have to wake up in the morning. You don't have to put your kids in daycare. You don't have to come back at 6 o'clock and rush dinner and spend 1 or 2 hours with your children. once they get into the business and they realize, it's like, wow, this is really true. It's a real company. And they get really excited after that.
Neither one of us had a background in sales. Neither one of us had a background in marketing. And, nobody's going to follow you into business because you're a fantastic salesman. They're going to follow you into the business because you're able to project a vision of the future that they want. We started at the ground floor, and in less than 3 years, we have a residual income of nearly $300,000 a year. So it's never too late to be rich. There's plenty of room. Come on in and jump in.